There we go. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It is a crazy, crazy day today. Let's see how it goes. And from there, we're going to rock this joint. I'm going to tell you something. Because I'm going to do a treat for you guys. I'm not just going to do a random. I'm going to, as well, go on about these release dates. As well as I'm going to talk about Disclosure Day for the purposes of that, because people are not really understanding the true meaning for these disclosures in the movie. Let me put it that way, in the movie. Like I see a lot of things going on with this, and it's kind of unsettling how some people are not liking the movie, which in their opinion, that's their opinion, but maybe they don't have the best understanding. And then because they're expecting, a lot of them are expecting something different. And yeah. So the disclosure is really, Disclosure Day is really a simple thing to figure out here, and I'm trying to make people understand. He can't really just come out with everything, and that he can only, come out with so much, and that's what really this movie's about. So let's get to the understanding of it. The movie's really about what happened up to disclosure. Okay, that is the point of it. It's things that happened. Some things, let's put it that way. There's some things that happened leading up to the day that disclosure happened, which they're starting to release stuff. Now, is there a possibility for a second movie that's going to get farther in progress? I think so. Steven Spielberg usually does come out with an array of movies in that. And I believe that's what's going to happen. I believe right now this is your first movie of the events leading up to disclosure, where it's being released to the public. Then you're going to have another movie that he's going to work on probably that's going to lead up to the release of stuff. And, he'll probably, do movies of the things that happen that they're disclosing. But he'll probably make it more interesting. Now, am I seeing some things in the movie that's a little concerning? Of course. Every movie you do. Every single one. And that's only because I haven't watched it yet, which I do got to get on my boy here to see if he can find the link, because we like it to watch it that way where we can relax and be able to be with family and shit. But yeah, so we're going to get to that point. But as for the releases, yes.
Bluetooth disconnected.
I agree with a lot of people that the releases are watered down and there's more to it that they could release. And yo, what's up, drunk? Appreciate you jumping in my chat. But yeah, the release of these files is very washed down, and it's not as much as what it should be. It should be a lot more, because there is more. Now, I know for a fact there's motherships. I'm going to put it out there because this is disclosure, and they are releasing stuff. Eventually, it's going to come to that where they're going to release the motherships. Now, they're also going to release about the Black Knight satellite, which you only guys know of one. We know of multiple, which really they're trying to say it's a satellite. Really? You want to know what they really are? They are really what's keeping the firmament, what you guys call the firmament. Okay? It's not the firmament. What really is basically a force field that's magnetic and it just keeps things around. That's why not too many people can get past it, especially our ships. None of our rockets, none of our ships. Now, supposedly Elon Musk got one rocket supposedly through. Okay. Now, if you notice the difference between his rockets and NASA, NASA's always curved. His shot straight up. So do you get where I'm getting at? NASA's all is fake. Okay, NASA's has always been fake. It's if you really pay attention to the sign of NASA, it's a snakehead. It's a snakehead, just like the Vatican. Okay, the Vatican, their stuff is snakehead. All devil worship. Okay, satanic. Because who tempted Eve for the in Eden? Satan. He was a snake. Yes, definitely look into it, bro. If you look at the Vatican church, like when you look in, they have a picture of the church, and you look at it, you can definitely see the snake head and the eyes and that. The staff, the headdress, the way, you know, the Pope wears the headdress, that's basically mimicking a cobra. So if you really look back into these things and actually look at pictures and pay attention, you're going to see differences. You're going to see some stuff. Also, in the Vatican, there's a vault, okay, that they have ancient artifacts. Now, I was a part of taking some artifacts to that place. Now, other places we would go as bases, and then they would take it. Now, those artifacts were really something they didn't want people to see, because when we got to the area that the artifact was, it was already boxed. And then there was what you guys call Men in Black. We called Sector 18. Now, Sector 18 is men in gray suits that are like me, shaved, bald-headed, no facial hair, no armpit. They have no hair on their body at all. Okay, you could just tell. And they have a bluer eyes than I do. Like, if you look real closely at my eyes, theirs is really scary blue. Like, it's just weird. And every single one has it. So they can't. So DNA, basically, I guess. It's what it is. Is a lot of people, a lot of government don't know about them. The CIA does. FBI don't. Okay. Secret Service, they kind of mingle in that because you go from the Secret Service, can go from the Secret Service into that sector. And that Sector 18 is a very specific. It's not just humans that are in that program. There is, like I've told you before, a long time, there's been alterating hybrids. So no, I think what it is they switched up from the black suits because of everything that's been told is Men in Black. So I think what it is they got switched up to gray suits. And their vehicles are gray. That's what's weird. All of them, and they're all VWs. They're no longer them old classics. It's all VW vehicles. So it's different. Yeah, most of them are hybrid aliens, and I'm gonna tell you, a lot of them use telekinesis, and that pretty much relaxes you, and then basically you spill your guts out. Yeah, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Yeah, these guys, they use telekinesis. Now, humans are trained as well. That's what's crazy. I did know that. I spoke to he says he's ex Sector 8, but he's proven to the fact when I was in the military and that, because he still had some connection there, we actually spoke. And whenever I was around him, he would look you straight in the eye, and I just felt relaxed and easy. Because at times I didn't believe a lot of his stories, but it was weird, though. He's told me a lot. He is one of the guys that will come on here, except he will have to have a mask. He will not be able to show his face. And unfortunately, I would have to do a voice cover on him, too, as well. That is the only way that he's willing to come on here and speak to you guys and everybody. So I'm hoping to get as many people on here as possible to be prepared for that kind of person. Along with others, I will have family members that are government. I'm hoping as soon as I get more than what I have subscribers wise, because I'm really trying to get out there and I'm trying to get these people. That's why I've been kind of holding off on bringing sources here and other people as well that went through situations and seen things. And we're not talking about just government people that are ex-government. We're talking about people that are ex-military. We're talking about people that are witnesses to UFOs. I have been reaching out to as many possible witnesses that are still here to this day. We're talking about old people that are still alive from way back even then. It's kind of hard to do that because everything that's going on now, they're already being interviewed. Well, I should say re-interviewed for those situations and that. So I'm hoping to get as many people on here as possible so I can get these people on here as soon as possible as well. So if you guys can spread this channel, and you know, I want the world to know the truth, and I want them to be able to get their word out before, because a lot of them, like I said, are old. So before something happens to them, I want to be able to give those people first chance to speak. So I'm going to get older people that are going to be coming on. They'll speak, and then we'll go backwards to from age there to get them out more. Now, some of them I will have to wait till more disclosure comes out. So unfortunately, that's the only issue there, because a lot of them have seen a lot more and know a lot more than just UFOs and UAPs. A lot of them know extraterrestrials. I have witnessed a few in my time at Area 51. As for the post, I wanted to bring this up. As for the post of supposedly Trump posted pictures of him and what looks to be extraterrestrials. These are not Nordics. I just want to put that out there. These are real photos because he took it down right away. These are real photos. Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, I'm definitely pushing it out there, Facebook, TikTok. And that's what else I wanted to tell you guys on here, that eventually will come on here and watch this. I have a TikTok. I have a Facebook that's separate from my original Facebook. That's for this channel reason. Instagram. And I'm going to try to do Reddit as well to get my channel out there as mostly as I can to explain to these people that are going to come on here eventually. But yeah, so I'm going to really get out there. And my channels are all Undercover with Jay. Every single one is, every social media is Undercover with Jay. So if you want to check those out, those are posts that I'll be posting of real things that are going on, real content that's out there. I'm really pushing to get, those AI and CGI out of there. And I just post the real factual videos and pictures and that. So that way you guys can tell the difference, because really you don't need that BS that's put out there that kind of just makes you question like it's all a lie. It's not all a lie. From my time in the military, I have seen tons and tons of UFOs, UAPs. I've been involved in cleanups. I've been involved in removals, and that's just not ancient artifacts. I've been involved in a lot of things, even giant bones. What is called Nephilim in the Bible. I have been involved in those removals and that. And yes, those are destroyed. The giant bones are destroyed. Yes, I have definitely seen a lot. I've seen a lot. I've been involved in a lot. So not all the military has used what you believe is for war purposes and fighting. It is used to extract in that certain things, to hide certain things as well. The more that stuff comes out, I can talk about. Now, as for UFOs and UAPs, I am going to tell you guys that there is photos and videos of motherships. Now, those will be lastly probably released along with the photos and that of extraterrestrials, videos as well of ones that back in the day they were interrogated. Um, and not in ways that you think. They were interrogated pretty much just like a human is, and that viciously. They started out, and then when some of them came and started making deals with technology and all that, so they went with what you guys call the Greys. Um, we call them P-51s, and that there's also P-42s and P, or no, I think it's P-42s and P-52s. I'll have to look into that again. I have it here somewhere, but we don't call them what you guys call them, so we call them by something else, which is basically military terms and that numbers and stuff like that. So I'm hoping you guys understand that a lot of stuff is real, and that's why I was in it. And these are what? Sorry, I was going on about a lot of things. So, are you talking about the P-42s and the P-52s? If that's what you're talking about, those are the higher intelligent, what you guys call extraterrestrials. Yeah, the P-52s are basically a higher advanced extraterrestrials. We call them fallen angels. These are the more almost like the Nords and that. So the ones that you're seeing being passed around that Trump released and people were able to grab that before it was deleted, those are P-52s. So Greys are labeled different. So there are P-41s and P-56s. Those are Greys. Reptilians would be P-23 and P-42. Or no, sorry, P-48. Yeah, P-48. So there's different labels for each extraterrestrial and each being. Now, as for the short little ones, I haven't witnessed any of the shorter 3 foot to 4 foot ones at all. Now, I do have, like I said, sources that have witnessed these, and I know some that have communicated with them. So there is, I was wrong. I was wrong. So someone actually seen my content that was one of my sources, and he had to correct me on that. So I apologize for wrongly putting that information that I didn't believe that there was 3 foot, 4 foot extraterrestrials. There is. Exactly. So I apologize to that for the misinformation there. Like I said, I will, and yes, exactly. I will take accountability if I'm wrong, if I find out from a source that tells me otherwise. And I believe this source because, like I said, he's been in my around my family forever. So he's a friend of the family, basically like family, and he had to correct me. Now, as for my other uncle, he was in the United States Air Force. Steve Spraker, he said I can put his name out there. He doesn't mind. Steve Spraker used to be in the military, United States Air Force way back then when they wore all greens. And he flew most of your top secret aircrafts in that. That would include what you see, the one that looks like a bat. He flew that a few times. There's also a one that you don't see very often that's breaking the sound barrier. Sorry, I don't have it written down for all that. The names of those planes. This plane is eventually going to come out again. Right now, they're redoing some stuff on it, from what he told me. He still has connections that are still in there, and he talks with them. That plane is going to come out, and it's not going to be good if that plane comes out. He says that the payload that it holds is unbelievable and astounding, more than Hiroshima. So they're preparing to come out with that, and I think that's why Iran has finally agreed to peace, and Russia is about to end their situation and arguments as well, because they have brought that up about bringing that plane out. So I think what they're doing, from what my uncle was telling me, is they're going to bring it out for basically show, get videos, pictures, and all that, basically as showing that they're serious about the threat, and if they have to use it, they will. So, as well as technology that they used in Venezuela, and that's another thing I want to talk to you. Yeah, I definitely would catch up on a lot. I'm going to be speaking a lot more. Like I said, today I'm definitely doing 3 videos because it's a lot that I got here, information wise. So, and my cousin, as you know, Drunk, I was talking to him, and he's sending me stuff from Italy. He's actually in the military over there, so, and has been very active. So that's how he's able to afford them super bikes and stuff like that. Yeah, that would be a good idea. Political stuff. Yeah, I've been in and on that too. So don't feel bad. Everybody is, as much as they try to say they're not. But if you really, that's the problem. They put out that political stuff to really throw you off and really focus you on politics. Then what's the truth and what's really going on? The same thing with news. The news will set you off direct to something else when something behind closed doors is going here, but it's out there, but it's just hidden, and you really got to dig for it. So it's all entertainment purposes that they do all this stuff to keep you off track and to keep you from knowing what's really going on. Just like a lot of these judgmentals are coming in and pulling these people in to talk about UFOs and UAPs and extraterrestrials. You don't see that unless some people that are in the know and are paying attention to that post that on Facebook, Reels, and TikTok, and that's how you see it sometimes. So that's why I'm saying you really got to pay attention. Just like your declassifieds, they are long and extensive. They do that for a purpose. So that way you get tired of reading because it's so extensive and long, and then you miss all the truth that's right there hidden inside that. So that's the whole purpose that they do that. So you don't know everything and you get tired and bored. Now, there's a lot of people like me that don't care and will read it all, just like Deadpool. I know he is an extensive reader, so I'm pretty sure if he would go into them classifieds, he would find that high written. I don't know if you're on here, but I know he probably would get into that depth because he's in the same, era with that and loves to pay attention to that kind of stuff. But honestly, there is a lot more that just I don't know if it would ever be told. So I'm kind of waiting to put some of that out there. I'm trying to see if it is, and if not within a month, then I'm just going to put it out there because that forces their hand actually. That they're going to have to put it out there, and that way I'm trying to wait. I'm hoping in a month I get a bigger, subscribers in that, and a lot more people that could, share that channel. All right, there we go. There's High Written. I appreciate you. Appreciate you being in here, bro. Yeah, like I said, High Written. I know you're really good at, being on top of things. So when you're reading declassifieds, read it all, because I'm going to tell you there's things inside there that are hidden. When you're reading that extensive flow of declassifieds, you get bored, you get tired of reading, and then you quit, and then you don't get the information that's hidden in there. So, but I know with High Written, you're definitely into reading fully, and like I said, Deadpool as well. So really focus, because they're going to be releasing, hang on a minute. Yeah, either sometime mid this year or next year, they're going to be releasing some more declassified files And those files are going to be some crazy stuff. Some these are going to be basically they're going to call them something else, but these are going to be your fallen angels. So so really pay attention for those declassified files. They're not going to call them, like I said, they're not going to call them fallen angels, but those are the ones that you see in the pictures of that are with Trump. They are fallen angels. They are making a deal. As you can see, their uniforms are kind of little antique-ish. So they're a little bit with in the past, clothing wise. Um, but technically advanced. They're more advanced than any extraterrestrial race out there. These are ones that pretty much copy Star Wars. So they're the ones with the triangular like ships. They're also the ones that have the multicolor flashes and that they use, and are only seen near the pyramids, Mayan civilizations that were out there. Those are the ones that are your fallen angels. Their ships are way, way more advanced. Their weaponry is more advanced. So when they invaded Venezuela, they actually used the weapons from fallen angels. Now, this weapon used sound waves, which made them basically couldn't move. They dropped to the ground, bleeding from the ears and nose, um, incapacitating them. But it didn't harm them so far as hurting them, killing them, or anything like that. But that's why it was only 20 men. 20 men. Let's put that in quotation because it was not men. So, because if you really pay attention to the bodyguard, he says they moved quicker than anybody they've ever known. They've had military personnel in there from America before, and these men moved way faster. Um, and like I said, in quotation, men. Uh, he even said that he didn't believe that they were truly men, and that they believed they were extraterrestrials working for the United States government or hybrids. I believe it's a mixture of both because that does happen. There is a mixture of both hybrids and extraterrestrials that work in the government. There is a base that also, I know you guys have heard it. It's on Facebook, it's on TikTok. They really blew up on it and called it conspiracy. No, it is true. There is a base that was created that has levels that certain people. Now, the very bottom set of seventh floor is only for those extraterrestrials to work on. There was that attack. I don't know if you've seen that video of that guy that his fingers are kind of like burned and melted and that. And he did sustain a chest wound as well, a serious one. That story is true. That guy, there was a battle between that because it was an accident, but they didn't see it that way. So they did fight back in that. Then it was made peaceful, and they're back in operation again. Um, that is not the only base. Unfortunately, there is tons of bases like this. Most of them I think there's like 6 out in the Nevada desert that, if I remember correctly. Overseas, there's, I think, 16. Now, you're really going to be blown away by this. There is 183 in the ocean bases, UFO bases, 183, and growing. So this is kind of why the United States government and other governments are kind of like, and why NASA is probably one of the reasons. Now, there is another reason. I know you've heard about it in the Bible, and that's the Leviathan. That is what it is supposedly called. Basically, I am mixed between the two of either a really, really giant squid, or I would have to more lean toward a really giant octopus. Now, we have seen, of course, proof of giant squid, but we've also seen that there is a giant octopus. Um, it is made to look like it's fake. I really had to send it to my buddy. Like I said, I have a friend. He's really good on catching CGI and AI, and that's where most people send him UFO, UAPs, and that to see if is it CGI, is it AI, those photos and videos and that. And he's really good at it. Makes really good money, and the government has actually sent him stuff as well. So he does work for the government, but he can say certain things. So I apologize, guys. That's not normal. But yeah, so he will eventually be able to come on here as well. So I'm hoping to get him to come on and also talk. That is so weird. I'm sorry, guys. My phone has been really acting up. Hang on a minute. Let me restart this quick. But yeah, so let's get back into it. No, that was my for some reason, no, they probably are watching it because it's funny how this is a new phone and it's been acting weird ever since I've started doing this. So that is a little weird. That it's slower than normal and all this stuff popping up. No, I don't put out too much stuff that's going to be, put myself and my family in danger. So I do, be careful of what I say and how I say it. Oh, if they do, I'm ready for that. Trust and believe I have enough armory and ammunition. So that is one thing I will defend my family if they would come knocking. So. No, I'm not saying nothing that they would come, though. No, I haven't been saying anything that's going to put me in that situation. I am very careful in that. But I do keep one at my side at all times just in case. And that's why I do have cameras all over. I have cameras outside. I have cameras inside, at every door and every window. So I'm on it. Yeah, all fun and entertainment purposes, right? No, I ain't worried about that. A lot of stuff that I talk about is either been released or is going to be released. So I looked into it. I can go and talk about stuff that is going to be released ahead of time. Because most times, most people that I'm not out there yet. My channel ain't really out there yet. So by the time someone does come on here, they'll have probably released it already. But a lot of stuff I could put out there that I wouldn't even have the chance to load up on here, and they would have me from stuff I do know and experience. So, because those NDAs are still in effect, and yes, I have signed tons of NDAs for a lot of things that I was sent out to do and collect. So. In case they erase my account, no, what they'll do first is try to, sway people from your channel, which basically conspiracy theorist and he's a nut, mental case and so on. Which because I have that history after the military, they'll say that and blah blah. So I know how it goes. I'm still chugging down coffee because I'm not fully awake yet. I probably will make a different account as well. Another account. And that account, I probably would have to not be seen, just be heard with the voice change. So that's what is nice with this podcast system is I can voice change here. Yeah, well, you're lucky. I'm broken. I haven't been able to get anywhere to get it. Junior, no. So, yeah, I wish. I wish I could get mine. I'm broke, man. My GoFundMe hasn't got me nowhere either with a car, so that's what's ridiculous. Thank God I put random on here as well. I'm still baffled. You know, and I agree with what you said before, drunk. You know that my story ain't out there like everybody else's, but I've seen a lot of. I was looking on here, and a lot of them aren't, out there like that. And still, but I have 109 shares and 116 views. And look, I don't know if you can see it because look at that. 0 raised, but I have 109 shares and 116 views. Like, what the hell? That's why I was like kind of hoping like to at least get like close to 2,700 put down on a vehicle. That's why I even said in there I just need enough to either put down on a vehicle that because I just can't save up enough for a down payment or to help to get a decent car. But no one's willing to help out, or someone that's got a military background kind of sucks. Now I'm getting a call. Suspected spam. Ain't that some weird stuff? But yeah, so it just blows my mind. Yeah, right. No, I signed up for. I was trying to get there's vehicles that you don't have to. All right, bro. I was trying to get a vehicle that you didn't have to put money down on, but it was all spam, and now I'm getting all these spam calls and everything. So it really sucks. Like I got to GoFundMe and nothing. No one's helped me. 116 views, 109 freaking shares, and not a single donation. That's wild. That's wild. And I explained everything in detail and that, and it's just people nowadays don't really care, and that's what's wrong with this world. We're supposed to be here to help each other out and be there for each other, and it's not like that no more, guys. Unfortunately, it is not like there no more. So it's a pain. It is a pain. Like I need a car because like where I live, it's just difficult to get places, and I'm really not supposed to I'm not really supposed to be walking or riding a bike anywhere, because of my condition of scoliosis. I have severe scoliosis, 2 slip discs. My hands got severe arthritis. My feet even are just shot. My ankles and my knee, of course, I still got a freaking slug in my one knee, and that they can't pull it out, or else I'll lose that knee. So, yeah. So, a car is definitely in a need, and the motorcycle, my Harley Davidson Sportster, they try to do a 1,500 on, and I'm like, there's no way. It only got 8,000 miles. Like, there's no way you're only gonna give me 1,500 towards a car. No. Like, I'm not doing a trade. I was here to sell it to you. I mean, I knew I was gonna take some kind of loss, but not that kind of loss. Hell no. Like, it's priced on Kelly Blue Book for 18 grand. In the condition it is, and the mileage in that, and so I thought, okay, maybe they'll give me 10,000 towards a car, or whatever. But no, insane. So, and unfortunately, I have to have a car because I don't got no one to watch Junior and that. Well, and she ain't gonna get on a motorcycle. So either or, I'm kind of in that situation. So it's been rough. I think that's mostly why my PTSD, anxiety, and stuff like that is acting up a lot more than normal because of the stress. Cars backfiring sets me off as well. Fireworks like 4th of July, I don't know what I'm gonna do if I don't have a car by then because I'm gonna be going really crazy because that's really gonna set me off. Fireworks really set me off. I mean, not the ones that are just like the little inky dinky things, but the ones that go up in the air and the big booming ones and the M80s and stuff like that. Those are the ones that, yeah, get me going. There is a new one out there that oh my God, I went completely crazy in Lancaster City. This guy had ones that had like a sonic boom and it's like yeah, wasn't too thrilled on that, but it's crazy. But yeah, so like I said, a lot of stuff is just different nowadays. I was kind of shocked that things are being released and disclosure is happening. I mean, that kind of baffled me because I just never thought ever in my life that they would ever let anything out. But apparently, it happened in Brazil, and that's really what set off the disclosure. Was not they tried to say it was because of that whole military operation that video was leaked, and no, it was not that. It was Brazil, so Brazil fully was releasing things and didn't care that it would get over here. So that is why the United States decided to also disclose. Australia is about to disclose as well. Um, Russia has been disclosing to their people. Um, and so is China. That is why you don't see much from China at all. Maybe some old stuff before and random stuff, but China has always disclosed to their people, which is crazy because they have a vicious dictator, I call him. So, yeah. So, uh, but I don't know if you guys ever noticed that you really don't see much of Russia and China and Sweden. I haven't seen nothing from Sweden. Some things German, like fishing and that, but other than that, nothing like great, like anything else there. Italy, the only thing I really see in Italy is them trying to sell houses and that, which their houses are nice and cheap, um, and they do list the U.S. dollar, so that's what's crazy. List it in the U.S. dollar, which I see a lot of them that are really nice for 25,000. Now the really really nice are, yeah, of course, more expensive, but that's really all I see in Italy in that. On anything, TikTok, Facebook Reels, and that. So, damn, everybody left. The heck? But yeah, there's too much to talk about. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna talk about everything in this channel. Like I have a long list of stuff uh, that I want to spread out. I want to spread it out. So definitely something I want to do and get out there and that. But how's everybody day going? Everybody doing good? Open. No, there was an accident over in Columbia, apparently. Right over by Locust Street, Columbia. Car went down over. Insane. Whoa, welcome in, welcome in. Oh, man. Today is just one of them crazy, insane days. Sheesh. Anybody got a desktop they're willing to give me that they're no longer using? Really, it's for my son, not for me. I want to try to, I've been posting about a free desktop for a while. You know, it don't have to be like completely like a newish, something that's just going to play, it's going to play some kids learning PC games and stuff like that. That's really what I need it for. I don't really need it for anything else except that, because my son needs to start learning more words and saying more sentences that are understandable in that. So I've really been wanting to do that, but not too many people are getting back to me about something like that. It's just crazy how I post things and now here's something on the news. It's foiled terror plot targeted White House UFC fight night. Oh, white guy too. $19 years old.
With people online, and according to authorities, thanks to that call, the FBI was able to foil a coordinated drone and sniper terror plot targeting the White House's UFC fight night. Officials say explosive-laden drones were planned to strike nearby buildings and trigger a stampede, which would then lead the crowd directly to an area near a pre-staged sniper team. And that was just phase one. Phase two called for storming the White House. Thankfully, the FBI caught wind of the plot on June 10th and swiftly took action to eliminate the threat on fight night. So far, 23 individuals identified, multiple arrests, as I mentioned, have been made. And experts tonight, Jesse, are warning that this type of technology is incredibly difficult to defeat.
It's just not future threat of drones, the now threat of drones. I mean, we saw a spider web in Ukraine, that massive operation. This technology is evolving on probably weekly, if not monthly cycles now. And don't think that people looking to commit malicious acts, terrorists and others, haven't picked up on this. It's cheap. It's very difficult to defeat.
The great Dan Bongino. Meantime, Vice President J.D. Vance says the left needs to cool it with all the heated rhetoric, and he believes that's what helped to generate this plot.
This is what happens when people turn the rhetoric up so loud that disagreeing with somebody is a cause for violence. That's the place that we've come to, unfortunately, with too much of our political rhetoric. We got to tell everybody to tone it down. I think a lot of my Democratic colleagues in Washington have got to look themselves in the mirror and say, why is...
Crazy. 23-man team. 23-man team they just arrested that was going to do it at the UFC fight night in Washington at the White House. That's, had snipers, bomb drones, and all that. That's crazy. Freaking crazy. I'll tell you what. The things people do, and then they ran their mouths, of course, and got caught. Someone called it in, and yeah, caught them. So they went in and arrested them, and that freaking insane. I'll tell you what, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. What we should be focusing on is going after these extraterrestrials they're welcoming in. Basically, that's the whole reason for these disclosures and that, welcoming in these evil beings that are portraying to themselves falsely to the government that, oh, hey, we want peace. Hey, we want to just give you technology. Hey, this and that. No. Their real reality is to take over. So it just baffles me that the government is willing to do that. But then again, it's about power control. It's about decreasing the population, mass genocide, basically. So that is really what this whole purpose is of disclosure now. They're getting closer and closer. Now, as you know, COVID was a bioweapon. There is a news thing that speaks that they're taking the Fauci and Bill Gates to court for releasing that bioweapon and lying to everybody about it. They basically lied and said that it was a health purpose in that vaccine, and here to find out it was really a bioweapon to do a mass genocide. And this isn't the only time. Bill Gates is caught actually talking to an audience about that. His concerns about the overpopulation. Well, the only reason that you have concern is because of losing that power of control, and that because there's more and more that are going to call out your BS and call you out. Bill Gates is a joke. He is not for the people, and never has. I mean, look how he's just buying up land. He's also the reason that prices are going up higher for food and that. So, really, to see this man go to jail is just like a dream come true. Truthfully, I've never liked Bill Gates. I've never seen him as a billionaire in that. But as you know, all of a sudden now there's trillionaire. Elon Musk apparently is the first trillionaire. For a man that just came out of nowhere. I mean, you really didn't hear. He has no backstory. Me and my boy were talking about that the other day when we were in the car, and we were talking, and I was telling him that I 100% know that man is the Antichrist. Now, that isn't the only reason. Just because he came out of nowhere and has trillions of dollars, he's constantly behind, the president. He's constantly deceived and lied about he did not like AI and that, but everything he creates is AI. He said AI was bad, but he creates AI. So, and no one's catching on. Everybody's just like, oh, blah, 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 and this and that. But I also get that feeling every time he pops up on TV, when he pops up on Reels and that, like, I just get that evil energy that, and just he looks demonic. I mean, you really pay attention to him, the way he talks, the way he moves, the way he, his eyes and that, just straight demonic. So Elon Musk, 100%. Plus, he's talking about doing the mark of the beast. I mean, come on. I mean, that's the mark of the beast. He's saying about payments through the hand, that they're going to put a chip in your hand, and that's basically your bank. That's going to, pay for everything, pay for your food, pay for whatever. Mark of the beast. I mean, he's also doing about the brain, a chip in the brain, and that. Yeah, that's all signs of mark of the beast. And if people don't really pay attention, you're gonna go down the wrong path with that guy, because it ain't gonna be good. So I really 100% believe that. And they're talking, and he's the reason that he's trying to get us all out of working and put robots in. Hello. He's also the one that's considering the data centers, which I'm glad for. I'm proud of Columbia. I'm really proud that everybody. There was like over 500 people that went to that meeting, and it got shut down. That data center there got shut down. Thank God. Hopefully they keep holding on, keep fighting, so that way it does stay out. Now there's one that my boy here. He works down the road up here, Middletown, between Middletown and Elizabethtown. And that is another one. I'm hoping that we'll fight that off. I will be attending those meetings and that for that data center. I'm waiting for that to come out because thank God they do send you everything in the mail of those meetings. So I will be attending that meeting, and I will post that up here when I go. I will be putting that up here, live streaming that live, and not just here. That will go TikTok, that will go Facebook Reels, Instagram, everything. I will be live streaming that all. So I've already talked to a few people that are going to log on to my stuff that I trust, so that way I can have all those streams up and running and get that out there, because I'm going to tell you what, that is not going to be good for these data centers. Plus I'd rather keep where my boy works at going, truthfully, because that is I've been there forever. That business has been there for a long time. So, but yeah, I appreciate you guys going on an hour here in a few moments. I think I'm going to end it for today, and come back on here probably a little after 1 o'clock. So I would appreciate if you guys join then, and we'll get on to the next discussion, which will be more in depth about extraterrestrials and fallen angels and Nords and that. Basically, those will be my interactions and what I've witnessed with those. So be ready for that. Like I said, at 1 o'clock. And again, if you've seen Disclosure Day, we have not. I don't care. Come on here in the comments. I will be watching for my comments. If you've seen it, tell me what you thought. Give me your review, like 1 through 10, what you thought of it, and how you felt after watching it. And that, all right? So I appreciate you all again. Have a beautiful day and make it count, because life is short. So keep on going, keep on fighting, and keep doing what you got to do. All right? Have a beautiful day.